Iran, War and Stagflation, How to Protect Your Money. Intro. Before we commence, this is not financial advice and is for educational purposes. Markets are complex, situations change rapidly, and your personal circumstances are unique to you. Please do your own research, speak to a qualified financial advisor, and never make investment decisions based on a single source. Let's talk about something that could affect every single one of us. Rising tensions in the Middle East, and what history tells us about what happens to your money when war breaks out. Because if you think this doesn't affect your grocery bill, your mortgage, your pension, think again. Section 1. What's happening with Iran? Iran sits at one of the most strategically critical points on the planet. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway just 21 miles wide at its tightest point, is the passage through which roughly 20% of the world's oil supply travels every single day. When tensions spike in that region, oil markets don't wait for confirmation. They react on fear alone. And here's the thing that most people miss. It's not just about oil prices. It's about what happens when a war occurs at the same moment an economy is already weakened, when inflation is already elevated, when central banks are already struggling to balance growth against price stability. It's called stagflation, and history shows us it's one of the most brutal economic environments ordinary people can face. Section 2. What is stagflation? Stagflation is when you get three things happening at the same time. High inflation, prices rising fast, slow or negative economic growth, the economy stagnating or shrinking, high unemployment, jobs disappearing. Normally, central banks fight inflation by raising interest rates. But if the economy is already struggling, raising rates risks pushing it into recession. Section 3. Lessons from history. When Arab nations attacked Israel in October 1973, OPEC responded by cutting oil production and embargoing the United States. Oil prices quadrupled almost overnight, from around $3 a barrel to over $12. The result? The worst stagflation the developed world had seen in the post-war era. In the UK, inflation hit 25% by 1975. In the US, it peaked at over 12%. Unemployment soared, growth collapsed. Stock markets fell dramatically. The asset that held its value? Gold. It went from around $35 an ounce pre-embargo to over $800 an ounce by 1980. Commodities broadly, oil, agriculture, metals, surged. Section 4. The AI wildcard. Something that's different from the 1970s, artificial intelligence. AI could act as a deflationary force. Automation reduces labor costs. AI-driven logistics and supply chains can reduce inefficiencies. In sectors like agriculture, AI-optimized crop management could cushion food price inflation. Energy grid management powered by AI could reduce waste. But on the other hand, AI is itself an enormous energy consumer. If energy prices spike due to Middle East conflict, the cost of running AI infrastructure surges too. Section 5. How to protect yourself. Below are historically observed strategies that investors have used during inflationary, war-driven environments. 1. Gold and precious metals. Gold has been the classic inflation and war hedge for centuries. During the 1970s stagflation, gold rose over 2,000%. During the 2022 inflation surge, it held steady while equities fell. 2. Commodities. Oil, natural gas, agricultural commodities, copper. During supply shock-driven inflation, the cause of the inflation becomes the asset that protects you through. Commodity ETFs. 3. Energy stocks. During both the 1973 and 2022 conflicts, energy companies, BP, Shell, ExxonMobil, generated enormous profits. If oil prices rise due to Iranian conflict, energy sector stocks tend to follow. 4. Index-linked bonds, gilts/TIPs. In the UK, index-linked gilts are government bonds where the payments rise with inflation. In the US, these are called TIPs, Treasury Inflation Protected Securities. 5. Real assets, property and infrastructure. Hard assets with intrinsic value, property, farmland, infrastructure, have historically held value during inflationary periods. 6. Diversification across currencies and geographies. Holding assets in different currencies can protect purchasing power. 7. Reduce high-interest debt. In a stagflationary environment, interest rates rise. Variable rate debt, credit cards, tracker mortgages, becomes more expensive. 8. Build a cash buffer. Having 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash, what you do with this information is up to you. Educate yourself. Diversify. Plan ahead. And as always, this was purely for educational purposes. Do your own research, talk to a professional, and make decisions that are right for your own situation. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe.